I'm Joe Gerdes, and this is Coffee in the Capitol. Today we are joined by Representative Justin Fleming, representing the 105th House District, serving part of Dauphin County. He's serving on several committees in the House, including the House Local Government Committee, and he's actually on the subcommittee on townships. Representative Fleming also has a background in local government. He served as a township commissioner in Susquehanna Township, Dauphin County. Representative, thanks for taking some time to talk with us today.
Thank you. It is an honor to be here with you today. One of the things that I am very proud of is sort of having experience in a bunch of different areas. So I started my career. I was a broadcasting major actually, and I worked for CBS 21. That was my first job out of college, and then quickly started working for the state. I worked 6.5 years for the Rendell administration on the communication side in 3 different state agencies. Pennsylvania Emergency Management Agency, Labor and Industry, and then finally as Press Secretary of Agriculture, where I got to work with now Secretary Redding. He was acting secretary then as after Dennis Wolf left the administration, and so I've known him for a long time, and he's wonderful. He's an amazing advocate for agriculture, and then I transitioned to lobbying and advocacy. So I advocated for mental health and children for about 12 years before this opportunity came about with the reapportionment. I live in Susquehanna Township here, right outside of the city of Harrisburg. And as you said, I served as commissioner for 8 years and had the wonderful opportunity to do that. I was public safety chair for all 8 years. I was a school board liaison for part of that time too. So just getting into the nitty gritty of my community and local government was an honor. And then, like I say, this opportunity came about. I ran for it and was successful. And part of the reason why I did that is to try and help as many people as possible. And the things I'm passionate about, like I said, I was a mental health and child advocate for 12 years, doing everything we can for kids. They are our future. They are our next generation. We need to get them off to the best start in life. And of course, I'm passionate about local government because there are so many issues that intersect and intertwine when we talk about big policy here at the state level that we need the help of local governments to be able to accomplish.
What do you see now on that relationship between the state and local governments, and how important is that? Is it a partnership?
It absolutely is, Joe. I know I saw it really clearly when I was at the Pennsylvania Emergency Management Agency. There we are charged with dealing with disasters, mostly flooding. When we would have a disaster, you need that partnership. You need the local government. And it's even more crystallized now that I'm in this role. When I was serving in local government, it was like, why? We'd like to be able to do this. We have this idea to improve our area. Why can't we? Oh, well, there's a state law against that. 2 of the key things that I ran on to try and accomplish is, number one, more assistance for municipal pensions, because unfortunately, folks who have earned their pensions absolutely deserve it. I'm not trying to make that case, but we have municipalities that are going to have a tough time paying without additional state aid. And Joe, this is the time to do it. When we have a rainy day fund of about $7 billion, and we've got another five or $6 billion, depending on what numbers you see on our balance sheet, we can help our municipalities in a really meaningful way. So doing that, and then continued investment in public safety, which everybody needs, whether we're talking about police, fire, or EMS. I know the governor has done a nice job of investing in the state police, but we need to make sure that trickles down so we can have, fire departments that are able to respond. EMS services. EMS is in crisis right now, and so I really want to do something more because a lot of EMS agencies are private. It wouldn't be bad to start trying to see if we can coalesce EMS agencies around either a county or regional structure to try and fix them. When someone calls an ambulance, we need somebody to respond. And so that's the end goal. And so I think we need to think more broadly and more clearly about how we fix that system. And, the state and municipalities need to be partners in that.
You and a colleague sponsored House Bill 2147, which PSATS supports, which aims to get the Commonwealth to pay its fair share of stormwater fees. They consider them a tax and therefore consider them exempt. This mandate has come down from the federal government, and the state has to pursue it. But it's a big challenge for a lot of our townships. And just wanted to hear your thoughts on putting that bill forward and kind of where it's at and how we can help get it across the finish line.
Yeah, so we did kick it out of committee, and you know, it is something that unfortunately that was the toughest vote I took in my entire 8 years, because it's you know, you're caught between a rock and a hard place. This is something that you need to do. I call it a triple threat. So you know, you've got this mandate, right? You've got a situation where the Commonwealth isn't paying its fair share, you know, and so that 1-2 punch right there is leaving us. And then number 3, there's no grant support. There are no dollars. Now, I've asked about this twice in appropriations hearings, and they say, oh, well, there's Penvest funding, but we still don't know how to access it. This is obviously in litigation still, and I know the municipalities have filed amicus briefs to the Supreme Court. The Commonwealth Court came back and said it is a tax, therefore the state is exempt. I don't agree with that finding. This will be a landmark case, that's for sure. And it could have implications for, you know, other things that municipalities try to do to raise revenue and to make to provide the services that they have to their residents.
On behalf of PSATS, I want to thank you. You know, whenever Brian and I call or come over, you've had an open door policy for our members. For us to come in and talk to you about legislation. And you've always had that open door since you've started. And just wanted to thank you on behalf of our members at PSATS. And well, that's all the time we have on Copy in the Capitol today. Representative, thank you again for sharing some time with us.
You got it. And every time I'm in my district office, you guys aren't far away. So just want to let you know, I appreciate you guys close.
I appreciate it, Representative. We'll see you back here next week for the next episode of TVN. And remember, subscribe to PSATS YouTube channel, hit the like bell for notifications, follow our social media pages, and head over to the TVN page at psats.org. And as always, thanks for tuning in.